Well, in the world of physical silver, this is going to be a video. I'm going to show some websites and crap like that, but I'm not going to get too deep into it. But in the world of physical silver, the scams are going to come on hot and heavy as the price goes up. A lot of people realize that. They're even talking about there's even fake coins out there that are gold, that they're not gold. Now, let me point out this fact first, because I actually did this video a while ago. It was on German silver. It sounds pretty good, right? Well, if you look it up, I don't know, you look up my video, German silver, I went into it before, but it didn't have that many views, and I think a lot of people noticed, but not everybody does, because it's being sold on eBay. German silver does not contain any silver in it at all. None. Zero. It's the correct term. It's like zinc and nickel and some other garbage. I don't know what the hell it is. It's some kind of pewter or some garbage. They call it German silver. That's the right name. But there's been vendors out there selling bullion. They call it bullion. Bullion, that's a fraud in itself, because the term bullion means precious metal. You don't associate, even copper shouldn't be called bullion. I mean, it's like saying aluminum, but the thing is, if you're selling copper bullion, it says copper. This will say German silver. It's got no silver in it, and it's being sold for about the same price as silver. Maybe it's like right around spot, but you're not getting any silver. You're getting like a $2 coin for 30 something. It's like crazy. And I pointed out this before. German silver. It's on. This is not really the point of the video, but I want to get to this first because I want people to realize it. Now, this is not the point of the video yet, but I'm going to get onto this. I'm going to tell people to do this. I bought one of these damn scales off of eBay. I didn't pay no $11 for shipping. It was like under $10 delivered. Free shipping. Digital scale. It weighs like regular ounces, troy ounces, like, kilograms or whatever the hell it is. It didn't even weigh a kilogram, but in the metric scale and all that garbage. And you can check your coins. It's dead on accurate, cheap. It comes in like a little notebook, it's got a little case. Perfect, right? So I check my coins. And I was checking my gold coins and stuff for the dimensions and stuff. But like I said, you got to go by the source. I got it from GainesvilleCoins.com, near Tampa and Lutz in Florida. And they're a good source to trust it. That's one thing. And also got them from Quality Silver Bullion. Smaller private vendor. But I like those Walking Liberties. They look cool, and they say QB are stamped on them. And they say 1 troy ounce. Now, I was watching a video by Raw Dog. I give Raw Dog credit on stuff, but I don't know. Maybe because I've been in the accounting industry and stuff like that, I will not blatantly. He's not blatantly accusing anybody, but one of his readers pointed out that the coin that Chris Duane was putting out, the silver bullet and silver shield coin, did not say 1 troy ounce on it. It said 1 ounce. So he's gonna get one, have it weighed, But my point is, I wouldn't have put out that video first, a couple videos on that, because I don't think Chris Duane would do something like that. I mean, I got a problem with Chris Duane, and I can criticize him legitimately, because that's the type of guy, like the rest of these guys, like Sprott and Bixweir. Bixweir will tell you, if silver was $1,000 an ounce, Bixweir will tell you it's going to go to $2,000. This is what's wrong with these guys. No matter how high it is, they're going to tell you it's going to go way higher. And they always scream that it's going to go way higher when it's in a bubble, too. Or it's like in a temporary bubble, not a bubble like permanent. But say, silver's climbing up, getting near 70. Maybe it's going to go down to 50 or 45 again, right? Then it's going to, start charging back up to 100, right? That kind of garbage. That's how it's going to go. But these guys' voices get real loud when silver's going way up. That's my criticism of them. And, I don't know. They're basically giving market financial advice in a piss poor way. That's my opinion of it. But I don't think, and I also think a lot of them are just making a lot of money off of freaking people's fears. But, a lot of people make money off of people's fears. I mean, mechanics make money off of people's fears. If you don't change that on your car, You can break down in the middle of the highway, so you need one of these. And you gotta have an 80-point checkup. I mean, everybody does that, you know. You want a roofing inspection? Well, I just had the roof put on there 7 years ago. Well, you looks like your tiles are coming up. You know what I mean. Everybody does that, so I'm not accusing them of anything special. They're all out to make a buck, but I don't like the advice they give. Actually, that's why I'm on here, because I think I give better advice. But anyway, you can check this coin in 2 seconds flat by one of these cheap scales for $10. And I'm sure if it wasn't a troy ounce, it would be find out in 2 seconds flat. Somebody would buy it, weigh it, and say, this guy's ripping me off, but he's not. I don't think he is. I mean, I think it's I don't like the way he presents his advice and stuff, but I think Raw Dog is way off on this deal, because sometimes these coins do state 1 ounce without saying 1 troy ounce. And he's going to have the coin tested for 999 silver, and hats off to him. But I think it's probably pretty smart to do. But it's also setting you up to look at, like, you're overly suspicious of Chris Duane, and you're accusing him of all these different things that he shouldn't be accused of. And that's the one problem I have with that, because when it looks like you're picking on somebody, and maybe they deserve being picked on and looked at with more scrutiny, but if you're doing this, you should have your stuff in line first. I was like an accountant, and I worked in all these people, the battles back and forth with the the attorneys on the other side, and I had to have factual information in hand to counterattack them. So it's like you just can't make an argument out of I think this might happen. You got to really have your crap in line. So I don't think this guy would do this, because this coin is associated with the it's Chris Duane here. I mean, I think the guy's just freaking, I don't know. But the coin is associated with the American Open Currency Standard. So the American Open Currency Standard would have to be complicit in this. If they didn't pick up on this coin, it was a troy ounce, that would be amazing. So here's the picture of the coin, whatever. So, I mean, I don't know. Now, actually, I'm going to point out something. This is a friend of mine's company, Lakota Silver. He's not on YouTube or anything like that. His name's Anthony Carasino. He's up in New Jersey. Now, he's a guy that's actually been involved in getting businesses onto the American Open Currency Standard, especially up in New Jersey and New York metropolitan area. And if you look up the American Open Currency Standard for the number of businesses that use this, these coins for as $50 face value, there's quite a bit of them up in that metropolitan area. You'd think it's the bankster's stronghold. Not exactly. So this is his company, Anthony Carasino. Now the Lakota coin, you can see it's going for $44. The coin is basically a collector. If you look on eBay, they go for about that on eBay. Sometimes they go for more. They're stamped a bunch of times so they look like they're real pretty. It's got collector value, so, and they look cool. So that's really what holds. It's like buying one of those lunar series from the Perth Mint. So it's Lakota, and I don't know if it's associated with the Indian tribe per se, but he always talks about their independence and stuff. So that's a good friend of mine for the last, 40 years. Anyway, or more. But I want to point out these are coins that he sells, like Unite or Die, that are American Open Currency Standard coins. Here's another one. Principles, we surround them. American Open Currency Standard approved. 50. It's considered $50, right? 1 ounce, 999 fine silver. So here's a coin that's actually a troy ounce that states 1 ounce. See, the actual accepted standard in the industry is when you're selling bullion, it's a troy ounce, whether it states a troy ounce or not. It's a troy ounce. I just don't. I mean, it'd be really, really crazy if Chris Dwayne did sell a coin that was not a troy ounce and it was a regular ounce. I don't know about that crap. I mean, yeah, I mean it's good to be suspicious of the over exaggerated BS they throw about your silver investment. I'll be that I'm real on for, but I just don't think he's doing some crap like not selling 999 when the coin says 999. Or even if it states 1 ounce, it's a troy ounce because he's selling you bullion. So we'll see what Raw Dog comes about, but he's got to kind of watch. Yeah, I don't know. You shouldn't really just go out there and, I'm going to test this guy. Oh, God, man. And if you're like doing battle with somebody else on the other end of the corporate world and you're playing that kind of crap, you'd be losing your future arguments that you had that were legitimate, because basically you're just throwing punches in the air, and that's not the way to do it. You want to connect. So, and this is a coin I like. I heard this crap about the American Silver Eagle, and I agree. It's recognized by the government, and actually I think the Canadian stuff is the best because it's got 4 nines. But I never liked that Queen Elizabeth. I think that has a hell of a lot to do with why I didn't buy it. But I shouldn't have actually looked at that because, you can make colloidal silver out of it. But I got some of them. And actually, I think I'm going to keep those because I can make thousands of gallons of colloidal silver out of just some of those coins. And I got some of those. I'm going to keep those. But I always liked this from Quality Silver Bullion. And I used to buy them off with the discount code, way back when the stuff was a lot cheaper, less than half of what it is now. And, this states 1 troy ounce. It has the QB stamp on it, Quality Silver Bullion. Small private vendor. I don't think there's going to be a problem with this coin when it comes time to sell. Because, like for instance, if you have a collector coin today and it's worth $100, and you can get other coins out there for 36 that are, regular bullion. So you're paying almost 3 times. Let's say it is 3 times. It's $108 for a collector coin. Well, if say silver goes up to $300 for the bullion, you're not going to get $900 for that collector coin. I don't think it's going to hold that difference, 3 times higher than if it is currently. You actually, right now, you'd be better off selling that collector coin. If you got a big premium on something, selling it and buying yourself some regular bullion and holding on to that stuff, Because I think as long as the buyer can actually make sure that, there's going to be some premiums for Silver Eagles and stuff, but I don't think they're going to get really crazy for the most part. As long as the buyer can verify that you got some silver, and Quality Silver Bullion with the QB stamp on it, I don't think there's going to be any problem with it. And this is maybe might be the problem is that, you might have to weigh all the coins because there might be a lot of fake Silver Eagles out there. So getting back to step 1, the scale is going to be very important. But I highly doubt Chris Dwayne is selling coins that aren't a troy ounce that say 1 ounce. I think they're a troy ounce. I don't know. If it turns out to be not the case, I'd be very surprised. And, man, that would be something else. But I doubt that. I think that's a big reach. A big reach. I think that was a mistake that he didn't put troy ounce on it, per se. I don't know why they didn't do that. If I was designing a coin, I would definitely say troy ounce on it. But, I'm sure it is. But, I'm not going to go buy one and weigh one because I really don't. I think that guy's basically playing the fears of the crowd like the rest of them for his own personal profit and stuff. And, but, my point is basically twofold things. It's a little bit about the Chris Dwayne, but, kind of watching how you kind of bring things out about somebody that you think is not too cool. And I agree with this, supposition that, Raw Dog thinks this guy is kind of like not too great. I agree because I think they exaggerate about your silver investments a lot of times. And they all come out of the woodwork and try to sell you something one way or the other after silver goes up. They don't tell you to sell too much, And I think they have some pie in the sky expectations and some other things about how the currency is going to be reset. I got problems with that, and I'm critical of that. But I don't think this guy's going to do something like that, especially being associated with the American Open Currency Standard, where it's not going to be a true troy ounce. That's a big reach. And watch for vendors selling Germanic silver. Buy a scale for $10 or less than $10 off of eBay. Yeah, go look up the dimensions on the gold coins, what they're supposed to be, and check every your stuff to make sure it's correct, whenever you buy it. And other than that, you should be fine. You're just gonna have to wait and be patient. Unfortunately, when silver goes up, if it goes up to $400 an ounce, I think gas is going to be like $15 a gallon. Bread's going to be like $13.99 a loaf. That kind of garbage. We're going to have some hard inflation. That's a problem. And, that's why you want to have silver versus fiat currency, because if this occurs, your purchasing power is going to be more or less preserved. More or less. The fundamentals on silver are going up to all these crazy values in real dollars. I don't know. It'd be nice, but I already pointed out a number of reasons why some of these guys are really making way out claims, and that's really my problem with them. So I don't like accusing people or making things, a person being suspected of producing coins that aren't really what they are in their face value without proof ahead of time. So I think that's the strategic flaw on the part of Raw Dog. It's not something like a character flaw, but it's like, I just can't see myself doing something like that. Like if I was going, I would get the proof first. Then I would say, or I would say, because basically you're just making the guy look like a victim, and you don't need that kind of garbage, because I don't know, I don't see him as a victim at all.